On the corner of North Limestone and 3rd Street, you'll find comfort food with a conscience. Let's go in and see what all the locals are raving about.
Doodles Restaurant, located in downtown Lexington, Kentucky, is open for breakfast and lunch and has Southern and New Orleans-inspired dishes. This eco-friendly brunch spot also uses local and organic ingredients whenever possible.
I'm here with Brian Alder, and he is pretty much the jack of all trades here at Doodles Restaurant. You're the executive chef, you're the general manager, he does maintenance, you do it all.
Anything and everything that is needed, I can pull it off somehow, some way.
Well, good. Well, we're sitting here at what's known as the community table, right?
Yes.
Here in Doodles Restaurant, they say it's comfort food with a conscience, right?
Yeah.
That's what you say?
Well, we try to buy as much food as we can from a local source, preferably within 50 miles of the restaurant. It's not always possible, but absolutely whenever we have the opportunity to, we take it. We go through thousands of eggs here, and they come from Waterworks Farms, which is actually in Shelbyville, so it's a little outside of the area, but obviously still well within the local margins.
Right. Well, as a chef, how do you think that affects kind of the end product, being able to use so much local ingredient?
Well, the local ingredients are so much fresher. When you talk about eggs at your grocery store, they've been out of a chicken and in refrigeration for up to 6 months.
Wow.
We're serving eggs that were pulled out of a hen house and sanitized a couple days. There's a huge difference. Even when you crack the egg, you spot it right away that it does not look like what you buy from your typical grocery store.
Well, I'm ready to get into the kitchen and see what we're going to make today.
Well, today we're going to make the French toast casserole, so
Okay.
You're in for a treat.
Yay. I brought my apron and a fork. I'm ready to go.
There are just so many delicious standouts here at Doodles. They have local ingredients in all of their dishes, like their huevos rancheros, or the cure, or even eggs and corned beef. But it's not just the breakfast items. The lunch items also have some standouts, like the Plum Club, where they use Legend ham and Kentucky Freedom turkey. But I must say, Doodles, you had me at oatmeal brulee.
So I understand we're going to be making French toast casserole, is that right?
Yes, it's one of our most popular dishes. We serve on the weekends. When it started off, it was much more mainstream French toast, and 2 years ago when I took over operations, I was like, people can make a mainstream French toast at home. We need to offer something that is just off the wall. So we started making this French toast, which uses a full-on French custard. It takes a couple days to make it.
Oh my goodness.
And saturate it and everything, and then we just put different fillings. Sometimes we make the custard into a chocolate custard or a bourbon custard. It can be morphed. It's a relatively plain and it's on its own, but it can be morphed into absolutely anything. One of the most popular ones we actually have ever had was peanut butter and jelly, which we made a peanut butter sauce and then actually put jelly on the French toast and everything, and it was just gone. I mean, it was so fast. We were actually baking off the next day's supply in order to have enough,
To keep up with the demand?
Yeah, it was just it was unreal. I mean, it was so quickly, it was just selling faster than we could possibly make it.
All right, well now you've got me pretty excited. I'm ready to get to the kitchen and see how this puppy's made.
Okay, well let's get the stuff out of the way and we'll get to that.
Thank you.
Doodles is more than just great food. In addition to the tremendous support this restaurant provides local farmers, they also go to great lengths to ensure their carbon footprint is minimal. They pride themselves in being environmentally kind.
Okay, so it's comfort food with a conscience, but it's more than just local food. It's also, you're going local, but you're going green.
Yes. We do pretty much anything we can find that is cost feasible to make the restaurant cleaner and greener. I mean, we have everything from these are actually made from the waste product of processing flour. They're made from the wheat grass.
Oh my goodness.
That's left over. And they just compress it and heat it up, and it makes these nice containers, and they're actually really cool because they can actually go in your oven, unlike the cardboard and paper ones or
Sure.
styrofoam.
Yeah, right.
They're just they hold up much better. But if you just throw this out in your yard, it'll be gone in a few. I mean, it just completely disintegrates.
Yeah, it's compostable, so it's compostable.
You don't even have to recycle it. You literally throw it away and forget about it, which adds. With recycling, it's people have to remember to actually separate it and which ones go in which and all this stuff. With this, you just throw it away and you don't worry about it. This product would have been thrown away anyway.
Right.
It's just gotten one last use out of it. And it actually helps even on the landfill. It gives them something that will take on and degrade quickly, which allows the landfill to actually degrade quicker. And these are a similar product. These are to make it not leak, it has a bioplastic, which is similar to this. It's just made from cornstarch.
Okay.
So that it doesn't, seep into your hand all over your car
Sure,
or whatever.
sure.
But again, this is compostable. You just throw it away. And then the flatware is actually made of a mix of these two as well. So even the flatware and the napkin completely break down into dirt.
That's good. Well, you have some ownership with a conscience.
Yeah.
So the next time you're in the mood for comfort food with a conscience, head straight to Doodles Restaurant. You'll leave with a tummy full from going local and a happy heart from going green. Some have called this one of the finest dives in America. Just over the Singing Bridge in Frankfort, Kentucky, is a place that, on the outside, might not grab your attention, but one step inside is anything but ordinary.
Rick's White Light Diner has been featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives, and Guy Ferretti said his experience there was hysterical and delicious. He marveled over the way Chef Rick Paul used his fine dining experience and put that into his high-quality local dishes. Guy said that this dive was off the chain. I'm here with Rick Paul, and he is the chef and owner of Rick's White Light Diner. And I just wanted to talk to you just a little bit about diners, drive-ins, and dives. What an experience that must have been.
Really was. It's absolutely amazing. But they came, they filmed, and business certainly did increase a lot. We have people coming in from all over the country.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It shows he really liked it. And I think he also really liked the fact that the flavors were not bland, that there was really some substance and taste to your dishes.
Yeah, he did. We featured oyster po' boys and French bread and crawfish pie. I make those here. And my saying has always been, if you can't taste it, don't swallow it. Bland food kills. I think it also makes people heavier than they want to be. So spice is a good thing.
Well, part of it must be you too. I think when people come in, they get this fun banter with you. You've got a lot of neat things to say, and you're off the cuff, and there's no pretentiousness in any way.
Well, some people say it's a dinner and a show, and that's fine. I do enjoy interacting with people. I find it just so interesting, the walks of life that come in here. It's like a melting pot. And yeah, what do I like to do? I like to cook, and I like to shoot the ball with the tourists, with the customers, with the locals.
Chef Rick Paul learned to cook at the age of 7 and credits his mother as being his very first cooking teacher. He then got on-the-job experience as a cook after enlisting in the Navy. But it was at the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York, where he learned from some of the best in the business. And indeed, he did. He has an impressive resume to back that up, citing places like Greenbrier in West Virginia, Brown Foreman in Louisville, and the Governor's Mansion in Frankfort, Kentucky.
Okay, so I see these nice napkins here. It kind of has an essence of fine dining, and I know you have some fine dining in your background. Tell me about your culinary experience.
Well, I cooked in the Navy, not by choice, but I did. And then I went to the Culinary Institute in Hyde Park, New York in the mid-'70s, best cooking school around. And I then went out knowing, I guess I thought I knew it all, as everybody that graduates from the Culinary Institute thinks. And as soon as I got a job, I realized I knew practically nothing, because out here applying what you have learned takes years to actually get to where you blend experience with education.
Well, you have a lot of relationships with farmers and even fishermen. You go kind of all over
Right.
the country getting the best quality that you can get.
All of my seafood is from this country only, period. I know all the fishermen that I buy from personally, all the way from Maryland to Folly Beach, South Carolina, down into Mississippi and Louisiana.
Well, tell me, a lot of our viewers are Kentucky and Tennessee, so we've got a great regional reach, and they're interested in local products. Tell me about some of the things. I know you've kind of got this treasure trove over here of products. Tell me about some of those.
Benchmark bourbon goes in my Kentucky bourbon pie. It's a pecan pie with Ghirardelli chocolate and bourbon in it. Climax water from Rockcastle County. The honey is Lazy Dog. It's local. John Antonucci is one of the people involved in that. Weisenberger Mills, we buy the grits, yellow grits. We buy flour, we buy cornmeal. This is my brother's Tennessee pepper, Pappy Joe's Tennessee pepper sauce. You gotta love me. I'm mentioning this, Joe, if you see it, okay?
And he looks just like you.
He does. That's just that identical twin of mine, and he is selling this all over Memphis now. It's a wonderful sauce. We sell it here. Come and get some. And that's a Kentucky Legend ham. That's from down in western Kentucky. Mrs. Bentley's eggs out in Bald Knob. Wonderful eggs. They're all different color eggs. They're just absolutely beautiful.
Well, good. Well, you make lots of delicious things with eggs. I hear we're going to maybe make some eggs Benedict.
We are. We're going to make a hollandaise sauce with Mrs. Bentley's eggs.
Okay, let's go back and get cooking.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so we're in your kitchen. Tell me what we're going to be cooking today.
Okay, we're going to make eggs Benedict. The reason I'm making that is we have a Kentucky ham. We have Mrs. Bentley's eggs. Right now, what I'm going to do is separate 6 egg yolks. And in the old days at the Culinary Institute, they would have thrown me out for making eggs hollandaise like this. You make hollandaise on the stove, often in a double boiler. 3, 4, 5. And we're going to make it this way. So I'm just simply pouring now this hot butter into the egg yolks. I use salted butter. I was taught on unsalted, but I like to use salted butter. I don't need to add any salt to this. Jennifer, would you hand me a fork over there, please? And the way to get the lemon juice out, the best way I know of, is this right here. Stick the fork in it, twist, 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 twist. And so you have 6 egg yolks, half a pound of butter, and 1 lemon. And then we'll put some cayenne pepper in it, and then our hollandaise will be made. I'm adding just some lemon juice now. I'm going to add a little cayenne pepper. There's no measurement on this. There's a measurement on the 6 egg yolks and the butter and the lemon, but this, whatever. Sometimes it might be a little hotter. Depends on my mood.
That's right.
So,
Don't upset him.
hollandaise is ready.
One step in Rick's White Light Diner and you will see what the locals are all raving about. Not only are the breakfast dishes amazing, but their lunch items are outstanding too. They even have a diners, drive-ins, and dives sampler. Oh, and don't even get me started on the desserts.
Wow. The Kentucky bourbon pie is fantastic. I'm telling you, local never tasted so good. Make sure and add Rick's White Light Diner to your local traveler bucket list, but be forewarned, it is anything but bland, and that includes both the food and the chef. I'm always on a quest to find fresh, local, seasonal product, and I think I might have just hit the jackpot. This place offers everything from organic to vegetarian to gluten-free options. And I think there's even healthy gourmet to boot. I'm ready to get cooking and eating.
All you have to do is Google North End Cafe in Louisville, and you will see that this is a place well liked by its customers. North End Cafe consistently rated high, boasting all 5 stars on some sites. To the Louisville locals, this comes as no surprise. North End Cafe opened in 2003 and quickly became a premier restaurant darling. Christopher Seckman is both the owner and the executive chef. He has said his cooking approach is all about the balance of flavors and textures. The restaurant's success is due in part to his culinary training both in the South and California, but also because of his commitment to using high-quality, local ingredients.
Okay, so I'm here with Christopher Seckman, and you are not only the owner, but you're also the chef at North End Cafe. Well, I looked on the reviews and things online. I'll tell you, not a whole lot's going wrong here. You had some great marks across the board.
Well, good. It's because I mean, every day is a challenge, you know. And I tell people, it's like we go into battle every day, and we're battling for perfection. We know we'll never get to perfection, but if we try to get there, we can at least get good.
Right.
You know.
Well, and you offer everything. I mean, you start at breakfast and you go all the way through dinner and push that even to cocktails. I mean, you have got the full spectrum here.
Well, we figured, you know, my original idea was I wanted to have a place that was inviting to everybody. Like, we want to accommodate every style of cuisine there is, and needs. You know, I mean, if someone wants to be kosher, or if they're vegan, or they have certain allergies. You know, we want to be sensitive to people's needs.
The other thing too is you're really committed to using local products. You even had a multi-acre farm at one point, right? That was in Simpsonville.
Yeah, we were doing it. It was about an acre, I'd say.
Okay.
Tilled out in Simpsonville, and then about 3 years in, all of a sudden we weren't getting anything because of the deer. So we decided to bring it into the city and put it in everybody's backyards.
You also have a bartender here that was in Kentucky Monthly that has put together some fun concoctions and things. And so, you know, you start with the eggs, you go through your whole day, and then you end with these interesting drinks.
He is doing things like making a curry martini, and it's incredible. You know, he does this one that he calls it the breakfast Manhattan, and he's using like a little orange marmalade with it, and I mean, it's just unique and amazing.
Well, you'll have to show me how to make some of those drinks. Do you think we could go over and mix up a few?
We could probably do that.
Okay, let's go check it out.
The bartender at North End Cafe was featured in the December 2012 issue of Kentucky Monthly for festive drinks. He's been mixing together tasty libations for the last 10 years, so he comes with a wealth of experience. Although he wasn't here today, Chris Seckman decided to take me behind the bar to show me a few of his cocktail creations. Hey, I thought it was my local traveler duty.
All right, so Christopher, tell me a little bit about this. You have some awesome looking stuff in front of us. You've got some local products in here, right?
Yeah, we have some local grass-fed, 100% grass-fed beef from Misty Meadows Farm.
I love that you do the grass-fed. Not enough people do that, and it makes a huge difference on taste and health-wise too.
Oh yeah, the grass really brings the character of the region out in the meat. You get much more flavor than corn-fed.
Right.
Cows aren't meant to eat corn.
Exactly.
Okay, so basically we'll start with some onion.
Okay.
Nice sizzle.
I tell you what, you've got to start with that nice hot pan. You know?
But the trick is maintaining your heat to the right temperature, because it can get too hot.
Sure.
But then as you add ingredients, it can get too cold. See, we're getting hot here, so we might need to go a little faster. Here's my garlic and potatoes. Potatoes will pull it down to where we need it to go. So now I'm going to bring in my temperature down. Okay.
I like the butternut squash. It adds some color and some appeal
more
there.
Flavor, yeah. Gives a nice wintry flavor. We get a little more oil. The potatoes will really, they like to really absorb the oil a whole lot. So.
That must be why I like them so much.
Yeah. Probably. But of course we're using nice olive oil for it.
Okay.
To give it more rounded out flavor. So we're going to get a little brown butter. You can use oil for healthier
Oh,
reasons.
but butter. So see, you're from the South, and so I love that. You're going to use the butter.
Yeah.
Right? Weren't you in Georgia? You were in Georgia and North
Georgia,
Carolina?
Tennessee, North Carolina.
Okay, yeah. See?
I've cooked 7 different states. West
Okay.
Coast,
Well,
South,
yeah, it's San Francisco,
Texas,
right?
San Francisco,
Yeah.
Portland, Oregon. And there's your beef cooking real nice.
Oh, wow.
And then what we're going to do with the beef, we're going to make a bourbon cream sauce out of
Okay.
that.
North End Cafe did not disappoint. Chris Seckman and his team are committed to using local products in delectable ways. My tummy is full and my cup runneth over. This is a local traveler must.
For recipes from today's show, make sure and visit us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/localtraveler.